Hi everybody. Just gonna get things set up here. So happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining me today. I have a really beautiful card to show you guys. So I'm excited. Let's see who's all joining me tonight. So we have a huge sale going on right now over on the online store. Honestly, I haven't even had time to look at it, but I know it's like year-end closeout. I think there's a lot of things that are going away that are gonna retire that won't be around very much longer. I know some people were getting incredible deals on things like the Stampin' Blend markers on the clearance rack. So, hi Lisa. So if you're looking for some deals, be sure to check that out. And don't wait because things never last very long. I've been with Stampin' Up way over 10 years and don't wait. If you want a good deal, you gotta act quick. So, oh, there we go. I'm live. Okay. So what else is going on this week? I started my new job on Thursday. It's going really well, hopefully. Learning all sorts of new stuff. Mainly, like I know accounting, but it's mainly like systems things. So I'm learning how to process invoices and invoice customers and do batches and processing and all that fun accounting stuff. And I'm seeing really quickly that they're full staffed, but the workload has just been so great this year that they're desperately in need of some help. So they're saying that they would need me for about 2 months. So we'll see. But yeah, so work's going good. I have a winner from last week to announce, so I'm gonna do that. I haven't seen Shannon pop on yet, but Shannon, you won the card that I made last week, so I'm gonna get that out in the mail to you. So thank you. Everybody who watches, make sure you're commenting and liking and sharing. That's awesome. And your name will get entered into the drawing for the card I make tonight. And if I pick your name, I'll send you that card next week. So yeah, what else? My room is a mess. Holy cow, I was in a really big hurry to get all my Christmas cards out before I started my job. And so now I haven't even had time to clean. And then I started working on my swap card that's due. It's due at the end of December, but I have to plan out what I'm gonna do, and I have to order some some products. Hi Wanda, hi Chriselle. So I'm working on my swap card for my team. And then, so I think everything's done. I have a few more cards to send out, but I'm doing pretty good, getting ready for Christmas. How's everybody doing with their Christmas shopping? The good thing is, you know, we don't have a whole lot to buy anymore. So when the kids were little, we had a lot of stuff to buy. And I don't think my daughter's watching. If she has, she hasn't commented. But I got very creative at wrapping, so it always looked like there was tons of stuff under the tree. But I knew how to wrap it so that it just looked like there was a lot, and it really wasn't a whole lot. But these days I don't worry about it. Like when they're older, they just get one thing, you know, and it's usually an adult thing, and then that's it. So anyway, yeah, so last weekend I went up to visit my mom, and we had a really fun time looking at Christmas lights. Oh, Brooke was watching. Oh, that's okay. Hey Brooke, you know my secrets. So but But yeah, so on Saturday night, my dad had to work and Mom and I felt Christmassy. So we drove out to this light display and it was a drive-through one. So it was like $5 and all the money went to the Salvation Army. And so we drove through the light display and it was really pretty and it just really, we had Christmas music playing and they had Santa set up. So we rolled down the window and we're like, Merry Christmas. And it was a lot of fun. So I'm feeling all jolly now, ready for Christmas. Chriselle's Christmas just gets more expensive. Yes. So they definitely want more expensive things as they grow up. And yeah, so I don't have any words of advice for you. But, so yeah, I don't know what else. I don't want to chat too much, but this is my show after all, so anyway, okay, well, I'm going to turn the camera around, get started making the card because it's really pretty and I can't wait to make it with you guys. So hang on tight, close your eyes if you get motion sickness, okay? I have to move my stand down a little bit too because yeah, it's just all goofy. And oh, I'm going to be using the embossing machine tonight, so that's fun. My iPad is doing some really goofy stuff. It keeps wanting to like connect with my TV, and I'm like, no, I don't want it to do that, but I keep getting the pop-up, and it's really irritating me. I don't even have an Apple TV, so maybe it connects with a non-Apple TV, but I really wish it would stop asking me that. It's kind of annoying. So, let's see. And of course, it gets darker every week, so I have to make sure that I adjust the lighting because it's darker now today than it was last week. All right, so let's do that. And I think we're ready to rock. Is anybody drinking anything interesting tonight? I just have water. But I didn't drink a whole lot today because I was training all day and so I was busy. This is my host code for December and I have that customer appreciation sale going on. So I have certain levels of spending where you're going to earn free product. And tonight I'm going to use, we're going to make this beautiful card. And I'm going to use the In the Pines bundle, which uses this In the Pines stamp set and then these beautiful dies. So we'll be doing some stamping and some cutting and some embossing. You guys know I love embossing. So I'm going to get my pieces out here. And I have got Mossy Meadow as my card base. So I'm going to score that. And this is just a standard card base. So it would be 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. In case you're not sure, I'm pretty bad with my measurements, honestly. For an accountant, I am terrible with numbers. It's true. So, okay. So I'm just going to, I think I'm going to start with all my cutting first. I think that's probably the best way. So I'll bring that machine in. Here's my vellum for embossing, and I don't want to lose that. All right, but first I do need to stamp one of the trees so I can cut it out. So I'm going to stamp a small tree in Pear Pizzazz on Pear Pizzazz cardstock. And this one's going to be cut out. So there we got that. Just give that a quick wipe. I always clean my stamps after the camera goes off, but while I'm here, I just give them a quick wipe on my chamois just to get most of the ink off, especially if I have to use it again. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if you guys can see this on camera. Got my embossing machine here. This is our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And when we die cut, we use base plate 1, die plate 2, and then I'm using my magnetic cutting plate, which is, you know, you can see it's pretty well used, but it still works perfectly. So first I'm going to cut out the tree that I just stamped. And I want to line that up. Gosh, I hate doing this upside down. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like it should be that hard, but it is. And then I'm going to put my cutting plate on top. And I'm going to run that through. And then I'm going to cut out another Pear Pizzazz tree, but it's going to be a bigger one. So you'll see that coming out the other side. And you can probably hear Rosie. I think she's going nuts because Tim just came home. It's funny because she sits on the couch and watches out the window and she sees his van driving up the road, which is comical because it's dark, but she just seems to know. And then she hears the garage door open, so, oh, yep, Daddy's home, and she barks like a banshee. I've been reading a lot about French Bulldogs, and they have a really annoying bark. And at first I thought it was just my dog, but it's pretty much all of them. So, anyways, I'm just getting all these, I'm scraping all these little pieces off. They get stuck in there pretty good. And I don't want them to affect something else I'm cutting. So, okay, next I'm going to cut a smaller mossy meadow tree. So I'm going to cut this one in mossy meadow. And I'm just pretty much repeating myself with the sandwich and running it through the machine. Oops, everything's moving around. I apologize. I think next time I do this, I may try to make a little bit more room on my desk. I'm kind of cramped in here, to be honest, but part of that is because I didn't clean up. I really need to clean off my workspace and get organized again, because I was really organized and then I made a mess. All right, and next I need to cut a bigger mossy meadow tree. So I'm going to cut a big one. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, good. I caught myself. I actually, oh yeah, that is the right one. Never mind. Okay, so next I'm going to cut that. Here we go. Oh. And then I'll put that die back. And then I need to cut a couple of white layers. Oh, this is a 2-step die. Oh gosh, so sorry. Okay, hang on a second. So this one, I totally forgot. And sometimes that happens. I actually made this card like 2 months ago. So as I was looking at it and getting everything prepared, I totally forgot that this is a 2-step die. So I've got the inside cut out. Now I need to cut out the outside I looked at it, I'm like, that's not what I wanted. So now I'm gonna put this down somewhere where it's nice and flat. Get that lined up. And then I'm going to put the cutting plate on. I've done this a couple times and it's come out perfectly, so fingers crossed that I don't have to do this again for you guys. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I meant by two-step die. So now I cut out the outline. So now I've got this really pretty tree like that. So now I need 2 white layers. And so I'm going to cut a big one and a small one, and they're both the same. They're just different sizes. And this is the last thing. And then we can get to embossing and assembly. So here we go. Whoops. All right. Kind of have a big mess here from all those little pieces. All right, so this one, that looks good. That looks good. All right. And it is perfectly okay to cut both at the same time like I just did. So there's one. And there's the second one. And it's kind of loud when you close it up. It's okay. All right, get that out of the way. So now I've got all my pieces ready. And I want to stamp, before I start assembling all my trees, I want to stamp a little bit at the base of my card, just like right around there, just to keep those trees looking a little grounded, I think. So what I'm gonna do, I think you guys have seen me do this before, not 100% sure, so I'll explain it again. But I like to sponge. Apparently my do not disturb didn't work. Okay, hopefully you guys are still there. Yeah, so that was me sticking my hand in the way. Okay, I had a call coming in, which was really weird. That shouldn't have happened. But, so I like to sponge my glue on. I'm just poking out these little pieces with my pokey tool here. So I'm going to take a little bit of my glue and squeeze it onto my silicone mat. I love my silicone mat. Let's see. And I'm going to dip my sponge in the glue. I don't want it goober, so I'm going to make sure I kind of spread it around. And then I'm going to sponge the glue on the back of this tree. And you know what I just realized? I cut the wrong tree out. Just realized. Let me see. I have another piece sitting right here and I'm going to cut the right tree out. Can't believe I did that. It's easy to do though, if you're not paying attention. Okay, so I cut out this tree, and I was actually supposed to cut the more solid tree, so I'm just gonna cut one of these right away. And luckily I had that same paper sitting there like I should have, so it's all good. Yes, I make mistakes. I don't know, do you guys think it's okay to have mistakes on camera, or do you frown on that? I can be honest, I'm far from perfect, and I've never, ever, ever claimed to be perfect. So I think that if you're looking for perfection from me, you're in the wrong place. That's how I look at it. But okay, so I got the glue on my tree, and I'm gluing this white on top because it kind of looks a little snowy, right? Like that. I like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing, and I just realized I probably did the same thing with the other tree. Oh my gosh, you guys. Tell me it's okay. Like I said, I made this card 2 months ago, so sometimes you kind of forget when it, especially me, because I'm forgetful anyway, but you go like, oh yeah, I used that, and then when you're putting it all together, you realize, oh no, I didn't use that, I used this instead. So I'll just grab another piece of paper and cut another tree out, no big deal. And I want to cut a solid one instead of the, I don't know, peekaboo colored, the peekaboo one maybe we'll call it. All right, there we go. All good. So you can see I'm gonna do the same thing with that one that I did with the other one. So I'm gonna put some more glue down. This bottle's running out. But that's okay, I've got 2 more sitting here because I learned from last week. Right? So I'm gonna sponge some glue on the back of that tree. I wanna make sure that the trunk stays down as well. And I'm gonna glue that right down here. I got them. There. So there's my trees. I've got these 4 trees here. Whoops. And this one I'm gonna have to glue right down there. So where did I put my white base? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna move the glue out of the way because I don't think I need it anymore. I'm gonna bring in my base, and I'm just gonna, oh, I missed one. I'm gonna lay these all out before I glue them down so that I can adjust as necessary how I want them. Because this one I want to kind of be like that. And then this one I want here. So this one's gonna be at the top. This one will be center. And that's the boo-boo one. And then this one's gonna be over on the side. So that's perfect, like that. So, now I know about where to put this one. So I'm gonna get some glue. Here's a bottle that's empty. See, last week I remember that I thought both my bottles were empty, and they were. So those are gonna bite the dust. And I've got a full bottle sitting right here because I am so smart sometimes. All right. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. And it's stuck to my finger. I don't want it way at the way top. I want to put it right about there. Just like that. All right, so now I'm going to get this out of the way because I'm definitely done with that. And Rochelle has soda right now, but may have wine later. I like that. That sounds really good. So, all right. I just have to go over here to my mess and get my dimensionals. Oh no, you know what? I used them up. So let me grab a new sheet. I just stocked up on dimensionals because I seem to use them quite a bit. And so I always have 2 packages at a time. So, because I use a lot of them. So now, these trees are going to have dimensionals on them. Nothing crazy. Who's still with me? Is this kind of boring tonight? I know people are busy too. It's dinner time, and my husband's commented a couple times about finding a better time for my Facebook Live, but I haven't yet. So it is what it is. And then this one's gonna go over on the right. And I don't care if it hangs off the white because the white's gonna be glued down onto the green base anyway, the Mossy Meadow base. So it really doesn't matter. And I probably should have just put one on. Actually, I should have put that up further, I think. Let me see where we're at. Okay, so that should be good. Just like that. And then now we get to do the embossing. But I think first I'm going to glue this down. Oops, I just bumped something. Putting a little bit of glue on there. And then glue that down. I love that. Love it. Okay, so now we're going to emboss. And I've got my vellum right here. I didn't want to lose it. My Versamark. I like to use my embossing buddy. This kind of helps keep the static away so that that embossing powder only goes where the Versamark ink is. I don't know why I closed that up. I could even tell you. What I'm using is, I'm using the stamp set For Unto Us. And this greeting right here, Oh Come Let Us Adore Him. I love it. One of my favorite songs. I love the font. And so that's going to be what I'm embossing on here. And I hope that I do it once because it's kind of hard to get it straight. So fingers crossed. And I might do this off camera just so that I'm positive it's straight. but I think you guys can still see it down here. I like to use my grid lines, and I'll use those on not only the paper, but on the block to make sure that I have the stamp mounted straight on the block. So hopefully that's straight. It looks like it. And I think I had showed you guys this trick, but if not, I like to use my clipboard so I don't burn my fingers on these tiny things here. I think first I'm going to put the powder on though. So I'm using gold embossing powder. I'm just going to sprinkle that on. Sprinkle away. The vellum is a little tricky. In case you don't know, vellum is really thin, see-through paper. And it's a little tricky, I'm not gonna lie. You want to make sure you get enough powder on there first of all. But then I'm also watching for places I don't want powder, like over here on the side. Something smeared. So I'm going to wipe that away. And I kind of have a little smear above the words. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. So I'm just going to go with it. It looks perfect otherwise. So I'm going to attach this in the corner of my clipboard. And first I want to, oh my gosh, can you imagine if I turned on the heat gun? I would blow this stuff everywhere. What a mess. That would be a huge mess. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to bring in my heat gun. And we're going to melt this powder. All right, so that looks good. The thing with vellum is you want to let it cool a little bit. Actually the same with like a smooth cardstock like Whisper White or Very Vanilla. If you touch it too soon when it's still hot, it could smear. So you kind of just want to let it cool for a minute. Sometimes I blow on it. And also, if you're doing this, this metal's probably hot. So you want to be careful with that, not to burn your fingers. I did that once. It hurt. So, okay. That looks really good. So now, I am going to, I have a special adhesive. This is not sold by Stampin' Up. I found this at a big box store, but it is vellum adhesive, so you're not supposed to see it through the vellum, which I like to use. So I'm going to put a little bit on the back, and then just a little bit on each side. And I'm going to stick this down over my trees. Like that. Okay, I love that. Now, I've got a few little accents to add. I've got this gold cording. This is from the Forever Fern combo pack that I've been using like crazy. This is probably my third roll, you guys. I've been using it a ton, like on not just projects, but on Christmas cards. It's so pretty, so it's crazy, but I love this stuff. So I'm just going to make a little bow and try to tighten it like that. And what I like is the end just frays on its own like that. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to attach that with a glue dot. And with things like this, I don't know, it's probably hard for you to see here, but this glue dot is way bigger than the knot. And so I just kind of fold it over. I'm just going to fold that glue dot over so that it's not sticking up behind the knot when I glue that down. And I think I'm going to put it on the tree, because that'll kind of hide it a little bit, because you can still see the glue dot sticking out, but that'll kind of help cover it. Love it. So I'm going to trim these ends just a little bit, like that. And then I've got some rhinestones to put on here for my finishing touch. I've got Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. These are in the annual catalog, so they're not just in the holiday catalog. And they come in, there's like 5 different colors on that sheet. I used a ton of the of these pumpkin pie colored ones during the fall, and I've used most of my red ones. I've still got the green and blues to use, but don't worry, I will use them. So I'm going to, gosh, I'm almost out of the red. I'm going to get 3, whoa, we've got a hopper. I'm going to get 3 of them ready. And I'm picking them up with my pokey tool. Oh. I'm going to put this one right there. I'm going to pick up another one. And then my third one is going to go down here at the bottom. And voila, we are done, you guys. So what do you think of my card? Do you like it? Chriselle uses a small paintbrush to get it. Oh, so with embossing, okay. That's a great idea. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. So yeah, I think next week I have a, excuse me, all that talking I did today. So next week I have another Christmas card ready. And then, I hate to say this, you guys, but the week after that is like the 23rd. It's Christmas week. So I don't think I'm going to be making a Christmas card. I think that we're going to do a sneak peek at some of the new products that I ordered. I actually got new stuff like the middle of November when I attended On Stage. I ordered some new stuff and really just had the opportunity to use it the first time at my mom's this weekend. So hopefully I'll get some more time and I can show you some new stuff from the new catalog. If you've ordered from me in the last 6 months, you are getting a catalog sent to your house. So if you haven't ordered from me, but you told me you wanted a catalog, I had one sent to you. If you have not ordered from me and you would like a new catalog, send me a message and I can get you one. It'll be a little bit though, because I haven't gotten mine, my box yet, but the new catalogs are being sent out later in December. So you will have those for when they start in early January. So that is super exciting, and Celebration is coming. So January and February is going to be Celebration, and you're going to get to earn free product with every $50 purchase. So keep that in mind as well. It's also a good time to join my team. My upline, Kelly, is awesome. She's like number 2 overall, but I say she's number 1. She's the best. It's the best team to be on. So, anyway, I hope you liked my card. My iPad just died. I don't know what the heck is going on, so I don't see any more comments. So I'm going to call it a night. If anyone asks questions, I'll respond after dinner. Tim is making grilled cheese. Yum. I love grilled cheese. So, okay, you guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you have a wonderful week. And I will see you back here next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Bye.